Everyone knows to stay away from the wilderness. Most people would never risk a lonely journey. Roadwardens not only accept the struggle, they embrace it. They deliver messages, assist merchants, burn human corpses, and, if possible, get rid of the beasts and highwaymen. They live on the road, die young, or retire early. It's a dangerous job, but a respectable one, and it pays well. And so, I leave the safety of the city walls. Pick difficulty mode. We're gonna do no time limit, but we'll have increased nighttime damage. Harder quests. We won't skip the prologue. We will take a bonus healing potion because I figure I'm gonna leave the safety of the city walls. I wouldn't go unarmed is the wrong word. So unprepared. But we'll only start with 5 coins. The wall's still standing. There are no wolves around, no stench of blood. Good signs. This should be the place you're looking for. You were supposed to meet with a group of soldiers, but you hear no voices, no sounds of labor. The gate is ajar. The camp isn't safe. We may keep away the goblins and peddlers, not beast folk nor trolls. The night is near. Though Palfrey breathes heavily. They had a long day. Okay, so we were supposed to meet some soldiers for a job. I could just look for another shelter. I need to look around cautiously. Night is near. I have to figure out what to do. This camp isn't safe enough that the soldiers near. I dismount and sneak to the gate. Let's peek inside. I get off the horse and enter the camp briskly. I shouldn't trouble my horse. I don't want to just enter in. Something feels off. Let's look around. What's around the area? Considering the noise, you doubt that anyone noticed the clatter of hooves. The short, dry grasses barely cover the arid soil of this valley. But you're maybe a minute away from the edge of the sparse woods, which get denser as they climb up the hills. At best, the trail has a few more years before getting overgrown for good. Hard to believe it's the only route north. Let's peek inside. What if highwaymen or bandits or something attack the camp? Your heavy boots hit the ground and the pain of the long ride finally catches up with you. You stretch out, bringing your back and legs comfort. All you want now is this table, a decent chair, a nice mug of beer, and some warm stew. That would be nice. With any luck, your axe won't be needed here. Okay. Take care of yourself. If you're hurt or exhausted, some actions won't be available to you. The weaker you are, the higher chance you'll die in combat. Okay. I still feel well, I'm just a little weary. 30 minutes before dusk. Let's approach the gate. If it's a military camp, it doesn't look the part. Plenty of wasted space. The fire pit is cold. 2 people are sitting at the table, tired and disheartened. They're looking in different directions, paying no attention to one another. One of them is holding a cup. After a moment, you notice the quiet humming. You recognize the melody of a light-hearted drinking song from the city harbor. Yeah, they don't look like much of a threat. It's just 2 guys, right? I doubt it's gonna be an ambush if I don't see anyone. And they look just as weary, even more weary than I am. It takes them a few breaths to glance in your direction. The first person greets you with a wave of his hand. There are bags under his eyes, his beard is messy. Despite his simple shirt, he's wearing durable, decent boots. A mace with a head covered in iron hangs at his side, but he doesn't reach for it. Oh, that's good. It would really suck. I'm really tired. It would really suck to have to, you know how things sometimes go. I take a look at the second soul. Just like you, she's wearing a gabison. But hers is a bit loose, as if she took it off a corpse. Her head is shaven, as if she's protecting herself from flesh-eating bugs. Her eyes are weary, yet kind. She smiles. Why aren't they talking to each other? Considering the squad was sent here half a year ago, these two surely looked the part. Though there should be more of them. 8, you believe. Unless something happened. Let's let them speak first. It's nice to see an unharmed traveler in these godforsaken shithole. Makes me just a tiny bit hopeful. The bearded man's voice is strong yet timid. You'll be staying the night with us, I guess? We're soldiers, he and I, adds the armored woman. Her voice switches from half asleep to relaxed. We'll do our best to keep the camp safe, but if you were to take the first watch, it would be a huge help. Travelers ought to help each other, wouldn't you say? You think for a moment. To fully rest, you need a good sleep. That's only fair. Honestly, they look way worse for wear than I am. Yeah, I'm feeling generous. Leave it to me. Fantastic. I don't remember the last time I had more than a half a night of sleep. The hours before midnight should be the calmest. Just wake us up if anything happens. The man flashes you a wide smile. It's easy to wake us up. Just yell. He drinks from his mug. Shouldn't there be more people here? What happened to your lieutenant? You want to know how to phrase your question. Okay. Whenever you meet new people, you can influence how they perceive you by selecting one of the attributes. Friendly, be supportive and cordial. Playful, use a joke or a witty comment. Distance, hide your emotions. Hint at a threat. Vulnerable, be sad, afraid, or hopeless. Well, I don't want to do that. And they seem pretty hopeless already. A joke would really... How would I phrase it as a joke? I think I'd rather just be cordial. Whereas, you know... I was hoping to meet with your lieutenant. Could we talk for a bit? Oh, I can see an example. Okay. I'm sure you're busy, so if you could just introduce me to your lieutenant. That doesn't really feel appropriate. Looking for your lieutenant. I'd rather speak with someone who's not... No, it's fine. I had a long journey. I need to have a word with your lieutenant. No, I was hoping to meet with your lieutenant. Could we talk for a bit? The woman lets a loud sigh, dusts off her gabardine and steps toward you. She pays little attention to the sword at her side. You most definitely can, you and I. Though holding this rank is still somewhat new to me. Are you a messenger? Did you lose your mount? She observes you with curiosity. Or are you looking for help? Oh. Well, that's not a good sign. That means there really only is 2 of you, isn't there? I'm your new Roadwarden. My horse is waiting outside. Really? The soldier in his sword leans forward. That explains how you got here in one piece all by yourself. Better bring your beast here, adds the lieutenant. We have no hay, but I bet it dreams of dropping its saddle. A long pause. I'm Tulia, by the way. She reaches out her hand. Thanks for caring about my horse. It may be a trap. I just prefer her to stop. Pretending to be embarrassed. I should wash myself first. But you can call me... No, I'll shake her hand. I don't think this is a trap. Lito's fine. Her grasp is confident. The shake is slight. Just keep your horse away from the tents. She steps away. You don't need to smell its dung. Hey, I'll have you know, my horse... No, it smells pretty bad. There's this one issue. The shoulder in his shirt also rises to his feet. We've no tent to spare. You'll have to use a blanket or something. No problem, I enjoy observing the stars. I should get used to sleeping on the ground anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling hopeful about that. But gotta get used to it as a Roadwarden, I guess. You walk through the gate, your mount looks around and snorts anxiously. How many humans could ride a horse? It's not only taller than you, but also bulky, as heavy as it is strong. You can get in the saddle with a single breath, but most people wouldn't know where to even begin. From every side, it's a wall of flesh. Horses were brought to the Dragon Woods from the conquest in the south. They can trot for a long time, but won't outroute some of the local monsters. Your pal Frey needs you to survive, but without it, you too would be lost. It's my only companion here. I want it to feel at ease. I don't care how it feels, but I need to be strong if I want to travel. Can't afford another one. No, it's my only companion. Well, other than those guys in there. But the only companion that would travel with me, I'm guessing. So, it takes a few steps towards you, scolding you with another snort. You scratch the bottom of its neck with strength and confidence, just the way it likes it. Humans see useful animals and even pets as monsters in disguise. Getting emotionally attached to them is believed to lead humans to their doom, but you know that the horses need companionship. Yeah, it'd be silly to see this thing as a monster, come on. Especially when you need it. I speak to it gently and lead it to camp. You end up next to the fire pit. Removing the saddle makes the horse nicker with relief. You take a couple of minutes to examine its back, just in case. While the riding equipment is not that heavy for such a strong animal, with enough time it starts to chafe. You wish it had something better to eat than this shabby grass. You should look for an inn. Yeah. You know, I never named you. I should come up with a name for you. How about Magenta? It's a nice color. For a nice horse. Well, I need to unpack. You haven't brought that many things, and you lost one of the sacks while fleeing the Crimson Corpse Eaters. Worst of all, you have no rope left, but maybe the soldiers could share one. It shouldn't cost more than a dragon bone. Aside from the travel set, you own a few valuable possessions essential for your trade. Okay, so there's basically 3 classes, and these are my trades. I spent my savings on decent combat equipment. I have a fine gabison, an axe made of steel, and a reliable crossbow with quarrels. I have talismans that help me use my powers, as well as an iron axe and a worn gabison. Scholar, I carry writing instruments and alchemical ingredients, as well as an iron axe, a worn gabison, and a small healing potion. Let's learn more about the classes. As a fighter, you'll have an easier time in physical challenges, thanks to your superior equipment and hidden bonuses during dice rolls. You'll be physically more capable than the other classes, what opens unique opportunities during some social interactions. It's the best class for RPG beginners. The fighter's weakness is your reliance on physical strength. Your special abilities won't be available to you if your vitality points drop to 0. The mage uses Numa, a versatile but limited pool of energy points that can be spent to cast a few humble spells. Magic won't protect you better than a sharp axe, but as a mage you'll be able to heal faster while resting. Detect magic in a mysterious area, distract a beast with a simple trick, and find a common tongue with other magic users. Using the mage's powers too freely will result in having no Numa left when you need it the most. The scholar will know more about the world's mysteries than you, helping you take advantage of some unusual situations. Your character will impress the locals with its knowledge, and you'll be able to read the sparse written clues without anyone's assistance. Scrawlers struggle with combat more than the other classes, but with enough carefulness and exploration, you'll gain access to alchemical mixtures that will help you escape from many dangerous situations. Major fighter sounds good. What are these special abilities? I'm curious. Doesn't really say. But having some Numa would help. I think we'll go for a fighter. Leto feels like a fighter. I'll be a fighter. You unpack and inspect your belongings. Open your inventory to see your possessions. Your water skin isn't pierced. The spare clothes are still there. Just in case, you take a look at your wooden bowl and mug, your cape, tinderbox, bandages, food rations, knife, nothing special or too cumbersome. From time to time, your routine helps you avoid mistakes, but this doesn't make it any more exciting. Taking hits will damage your armor. You can then fix it in various settlements. Armor is 3-4, probably from those crimson heads. It will stop even a life-threatening strike. With your current gambeson, it's the best protection you can get. Also, I can't improve it more. Inventory. Unless you're occupied with another task, you can eat food, drink potions, and use your items from this menu. Be sure to click on each new item you receive, as some of them can have unusual applications. Food rations. They consist of dried meat, crackers, nuts, seeds, fruits, and water, which spoil slowly and don't require additional cooking. A set of earthenware bottles that contain small amounts of magical concoctions. Spoil slowly, don't require cooking. Healing potion. A pouch of coins. The city artisans make coins by cutting dragon bones into slices. They are valued by merchants, though rarely used in the countryside. So is a dragon bone referred to one coin, or is it referred to a whole dragon bone's worth of coins? I guess there's different bones, aren't there? So not all bones are made the same. A padded defensive jacket made of linen filled with rags is the cheapest type of armor, yet surprisingly effective and as a result very common. Travel set. Your set contains all sorts of useful tools. All sorts of odds and ends that you've taken on this journey, just in case. A rainproof cloak, a set of bone needles and a thread, an iron knife, a blade sharpener, a tinderbox, and a couple of tallow candles. A bunch of rags used to make torches, as well as a flask for oil. A pair of protective gloves made of thick leather. I don't know why I'm not wearing those gloves all the time, but okay. The fresh snacks spoil fast outside of a cellar, while long-lasting food are either expensive like honey or dried meat, or require cooking before consumption, like beans or grains. Most travelers spend their nights in taverns, huts, and villages, where they can trade for cheap, warm meals or even eat leftovers for free. As a result, food rations are eaten only when necessary. Nourishment, 2 out of 4, you experience no penalties nor bonuses. Well, it's not like I have any other options. A well-crafted battle axe. Traveling with an axe shows that you've learned how to fight humans and human-sized monsters, while having a weapon made of steel makes it clear that you are someone to be reckoned with. A crossbow. Difficult to make and valued for their usefulness, crossbows could be used even by an inexperienced traveler and can pierce most scales and armor. This has, because there's 5 coins, there's 2 rations. I have 3 crossbows, or a crossbow with 3 bolts. It's difficult to buy a crossbow outside of a city craft guild. They require complex mechanisms made by combined efforts of specialized artisans, but their expensive parts may keep the weapon drawn for many hours. They are easy to aim and shoot, and their quarrels hit much harder than the regular bow arrows. While loading takes a bit of time, in some cases even half a minute, the newer models don't require much effort nor strength, thanks to the introduction of advanced winches. Winches? Such a weapon could be a powerful tool even in the hands of an untrained monk. I'm not sure what a winch is. I'm not a mechanic. Since crossbows are much more complex than bows, they are often altered by enchanters who focus their attention on a specific small part. The most popular enchantments include faster reload speeds, extended draw weight, increased durability, and lighter weight. Okay, so I can bring this. I'm guessing I have 3 bolts. And bring this to an enchanter to improve it. Padded jackets are an essential piece of any armor set to protect the wearer's chest, abdomen, arms, and thighs. The lighter jackets, called akatons, are worn under heavier sets made of alloys or chitin, while the thicker ones, known as gambesons, are worn alone. They are relatively easy to make, and while not all travelers can afford them or wear them for hours without getting tired, they are commonly used by guides, mercenaries, and soldiers. Your armor is not in the best shape and could use some additional work. You recognize a magical potion when you see one. It has this tall wax seal, inside of which there's a thin stick enabling swift opening. A thin stick. According to what you've heard, it's a healing potion, but you estimate that it's not enough to heal an entire shell. Healing potions may be the most desired liquid in the Dragonwoods, especially among travelers, hunters, and fighters. So I'm just assuming it's a healing potion. That's what the shopkeep told me anyway. When it comes to trade, there's barely any connection between Halvalon's marketplaces and the inns of the countryside. While city officials keep track of the value of different goods and oversee the legitimacy of used coin, the villages prefer to barter or exchange their resources for works and other favors. A single coin is worth quite a lot among merchants. It allows you to stay and eat in a shoddy city tavern for about 5 days. Okay, so I can get 25 days out of this. For 10 coins, you'd buy a decent bow, for 20 a sword, and for 100 a squad of mercenaries moving in the face of family of trolls. Wow. If I can even get 100. I think I read them all. Alright. Might as well return to the soldiers. They're at the table again, observing your beast and chatting between themselves, your stomach growls at the sight of them eating out of wooden bowls. Oh, it's been a while since I've eaten. I don't want to use my rations. One more bowl was put at a previously unused end of the table. You can sit down on a tree log. Oh, thank goodness there's food. I join them and take a look at the meal. I thank them for the meal, but I don't want to eat with them. I sit down and ask Lulia what she can tell me about this area. No, I'm fine. I completely ignore the meal. I sit down and speak to Tulia. Completely ignore the meal. Why would I want to eat with them? No, I'll eat with them. It's cold gruel. The meal eaten in times of hardship. This specific bowl is filled with water, hog melee, some strange looking cereals, and blueberries. Oh, blueberries are nice. Keeping your stomach full will make you stronger. Starvation won't allow you to restore vitality while resting. Okay, so I can't rest if I'm starving. You can find your supplies in the inventory. Nourishment. You experience no penalties and bonuses. Welcoming you with a meal, even a humble one, is beyond their duty. Soldiers live with and for their companions, constantly on the move from one part of the realm to another, making sacrifice to protect their group as they face dozens of hideous creatures. Their lives are filled with discipline, hardship, and camaraderie. Roadwardens, on the other hand, learn how to work by themselves. They seldom engage in open combat, patrolling the same roads for years. They help the settlement stay in touch, but also maintain commerce, settle down, forge friendships. When there are no laws to follow, they use their own judgment. Different responsibilities, different lifestyles. Okay, so they are, I guess, more humble. And they work with each other, but they move around a lot, versus Roadwardens kind of stick in one area, and usually alone. I eat quickly, not focusing on the taste. Or at least focusing on the blueberry part of the taste. And I gotta go speak with the lieutenant. She's focused and chooses her words carefully. Looks away only when she gathers her thoughts. I'm afraid I can't tell you less than I would like to, and less than I should. She nods toward the other soldier. As you can see, there's not a lot of us left. At the beginning of summer, there were 8 of us, including our previous lieutenant. 5 are dead, 1 has run away in tears. Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. Did the lieutenant run away? Or was it just... I'm guessing they didn't. I'm guessing the lieutenant was the one that died. We're also strangers in this land, adds her companion. Any piece of information may help me do my job. Yeah, and you can tell me. It looks like times are tough for you guys. The man leans forward, his leg shakes nervously. He sounds like a kid, asking a bard to sing one more story, tell a joke, do a magic trick, whatever it takes to escape from the boredom. His untrimmed beard hides a much younger face than you originally thought. What did the officials tell you? I expect not that much. No soul govern these lands. I share what I consider to be relevant. What I've discussed with the officials should stay between me and them. No, I'm not gonna act unfriendly when I ask them for information. I share what I consider to be relevant. You tell the shoulders how little guidance you've received. Since this area is too far away from Havlavan to keep it under control, you were warned that it's untamed and unknown. Who knows how many villages, bandits, or monsters may be found in these unmapped hills and forests. From time to time, new people come here to look for boundless opportunities. Most of them never return. Do they turn to walking corpses or find what they're looking for? No soul could tell me, so I was looking for your guidance. The lieutenant drinks from her cup and crosses her legs, ankle on knee. Seeing her chair makes you doubt she'll ever find a comfortable position. Where should we start? Okay. Oh, that's a lot of questions. Before I continue my journey, I need to ask them about the peninsula, the Roadwarden, and the rope. Okay. What should I know about the peninsula? Let's start with that. I'll tell you what I know, and you'll be the judge, says the lieutenant. How long did it take you to get here from the city? On a decent palfrey, I'd guess it would be 3-4 days. When she confirms, she continues. From there, you can reach the coast in about a day, as long as you don't make any stops. Do you know the situation? Why no ships can get here? You nod. The sea route allows Havlavan officials to keep in touch with the coastal villages. Collect taxes, move the soldiers, collect lumber, deliver tools. Maintaining order on a wild coast such as this one is like filling the ocean depth with coins. Because of the rocks, you can hardly stop a ship 5 miles from the shore. Boats can't get much closer. She nods. I don't know much about fishing, but there's not that many people living by the shore, and they don't crave to stay in touch with the city folk. As she pauses, her companion carries on. No soul from the north ever came to the camp, but when we travel to the roadside inn, Pelt of the north, they're happy to trade and to play dice. Okay, well, why not just stay at one of the settlements? The man clears his throat. I mean, we're to guard this road. This camp is our post, and we'll... He turns toward Tulia as she lowers her voice. Don't take it the wrong way, Leto, but are you a devout soul? Oh, okay, that's a lot of options. So you guys want to guard this road, don't feel like leaving your post, but that doesn't seem like the whole story. You're asking if like most city folk, I believe that people should unite their strength to overcome the threats of nature and dark magic. Everyone will be judged for both good and evil deeds, part of the United Church. For many years, I've supported a monastery that does its best to advance mankind's spiritual growth, artistry, herbalism, and magical research. I follow the teachings of an order of truth, although I'm a fighter. It doesn't really seem like I'd be drawn to that. I'm from a small village. For me, the freedom of shell, pneuma, and soul are the main virtues of life. My community is unique and independent, and so are its members. I have a place in my fellowship. I have a strong connection to nature and spirits, and follow the path of my ancestors. Some of my beliefs may be considered sinister and treacherous by the city folk. Probably call me a pagan. There's no evidence of the right's existence, and all the mystical tales are explained by magic. Okay, well, it doesn't really seem like the middle three are of any use to me. So I can either be, agnostic, it seems, or, like most city folk, I believe that people should unite their strength to overcome the threats of nature and dark magic. Everyone will be judged for both good and evil deeds. That seems pretty simple. Coming from the city, it would make sense. A fellow unite! Though in this land, it won't bring you much good. At least we can discuss the topic freely, adds the lieutenant with a barely visible smile. Why does that matter? Why does that matter? The people here are disquieting. Every few words, she taps the table with her finger. Their traditions won't help them negotiate with the officials here. She starts to draw lines with her index finger as if she's pointing at an invisible map. The peninsula is connected with roads, like a big circle. In the northwest, you'll find a weird village at a bog. It's not exactly pagan, I don't think. It even has a priest who claims to be a eremite. You nod. She means a fellowship. They do crazy shit, her companion chips in. They use the dead to cut down trees and dig in soil. Once I saw it, I begged to never return there. Okay, so you're scared of the locals. So that's why you don't go. Okay. Alright, I guess. You've heard tales such as this one since you were a child. If an isolated settlement manages to survive without a city's influence, its customs and traditions grow more and more alien. Every generation learns how to adapt to the dangerous conditions they have to deal with, and the rustic pagan traditions muddy their river of faith. The United Church often warns its members about the crazy druids, necromancers, and blood mages, the bringers of doom, the traitors to mankind. Well, are you sure you're not going, stir crazy? Are these necromancers or these druids? What's going on here? How about the east? Any monster worth mentioning? Anything that could catch my mount? Okay, so towards the middle, there's a bog, there's a village, and it might be filled with necromancers. Have you spoken to them? You can see why we were not eager to go there if we could avoid it, Lieutenant chuckles. Maybe they'll be more welcoming to a Roadwarden. The roads are dangerous, with little to no shelters. People need your help. The man in the shirt turns a bit and points a finger to the northwest. If you're heading to the undead village, you'll get to an inn first, and soon. Tulia nods. Hell to the north is a safe place. You can talk to the innkeeper or the guards, ask them about the road. Okay, so there's an inn that's northwest. And then I should go help these pagans. Okay, that's to the northwest. What about the east? She stares off across the camp. Hard to tell. We went there only once. There are hills, forests, rivers. We saw a tunnel sculpted in leaves and branches, but we didn't enter it. Wilderness all around. Okay, any monsters in those wilderness? And that catch my mount? We saw all sorts of beasts. The man starts to count on his fingers. Goblins, tree ants, cats, large and small, runners, howlers, wolves, spiked boars, mouflon eaters, griffins. But we managed to stay away. Some could catch up with most mounts, Tulia glanced at her companion. Though a palfrey should be fine. The trees are so tall that the flying creatures keep to the coast and mountains. There's not that many humans around, and the animals are busy fighting among themselves. They fight more for food than territory. The soldier cracks his knuckles. Don't provoke them and ride fast. Just count on your luck. Okay, I guess that's all I need to know. Doesn't sound the worst. But I should still be careful. She nods. I'm afraid we can't do more for you. Well, you could keep answering my questions. Merchant Guild wants to take control of this realm. Your wardening duties are secondary, first and foremost. You need to explore the peninsula, learn about the territory, resources, and threats. Get to know the locals, and if you can, convince them to consider negotiations with Hovlavan officials and traders. Could the tribes resist the soldiers, or be a threat to the priests of the United Church? Are there any forbidden practices that need to be eradicated, such as blood magic, necromancy, robbery, or slavery? Or at least I have time. I'll be as thorough as I can. Once you finish your reconnaissance, You should speak with Tully and return to Hovlavin. There you'll report back to your employers and get your reward. In the meantime, you have your own goal to pursue.